Good morning. So I am on the way to the gym to do a back workout or upper body pull workout. So it's back, traps, bis, and abs. My body weight is pretty consistent, just under 195, and feeling good energy today. Sun is back out here in Florida. It's been raining a lot the past several days, so today seems like it's going to be a good one. And so I'm going to hit the workout, and I'm going to try and get some footage of working out, but it's a new gym, and I don't see anybody else filming in there, and I don't want to be that weird guy that's like filming every exercise, but I'm going to try. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to lay out my training program, and let you guys know like exactly how I structure my workouts and how I structure my program and all that good stuff. So hope you're having a good day. I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, so just finished up back, traps, bis, and abs. It was a great workout. First workout of a new routine at a new gym, and the beginning of a new 4-week cycle is always a little bit lighter, you know, leaving plenty of reps in the tank, kind of like a feeling out period. Still a good stimulus, but you're just not crushing your soul. So you have plenty of room for recovery and plenty of room to increase the intensity over the subsequent weeks before you deload. So that, and I'm on my way home to have a protein shake like I always do. I'll spare you the details of videotaping that again. However, last night I made the closest thing I've ever made to tasting like an actual milkshake ever. Holy crap. So Jell-O makes these, makes the done-for-you pudding, single serving size pudding things. They have Cinnabon pudding. So I took 2 scoops of vanilla protein powder, vanilla ice cream protein powder, mixed it with 2 of those Cinnabon puddings with a little of that brown sugar substitute. Oh my God. Oh my God. So that's what I'm going to go home and eat right now. You can see I'm very food motivated recently. And then we're going to sit down. I'm going to explain more about how I train, like how I set up my days and weeks and so on. And if you're into programming or you want to kind of borrow some ideas from what I do, that's what I'm going to be talking about in a minute. So I'll see you soon. All right, guys. So let's talk about training and what I'm doing, at least for the foreseeable future, to prepare for this competition. So I already spoke about nutrition. That's the calories inside of things. And so now we have to talk about not just the stimulus from training, but what I'm doing to burn calories, right? And you could break that up into 3 sections. It's your resistance training, cardio, and all of your non-exercise related activity. So we'll start with training, because that is by far and away the biggest component of your voluntary exercise. Actually, it's all your non-exercise related activity that is the biggest contributor to your calorie burn, besides obviously just your basal metabolic rate. But training is what you're going to do to maintain your muscle mass, right? So I am natural. I'm over 52 years old. I'm in a pretty significant calorie deficit. So the likelihood of me actually gaining any appreciable muscle, or any muscle at all really, over the course of this prep is kind of negligible. There are, plenty of natural older competitors, and they will claim that they gained 5 pounds of muscle over the course of their prep while dieting down and losing tons of body fat. And I personally just think that's probably just a mistake in however they're measuring their body fat levels and stuff. I don't think it's very realistic to think that you're going to gain any muscle at all during a prep. You're likely going to lose a little bit of muscle during a prep. That's just the way our bodies work. When you're in a sustained, significant calorie deficit over time, you're really just training to fight to keep all of the muscle that you've already built throughout the course of your lifetime up until that point. So that's what I'm doing currently. I just recently changed my body part split. So I'm on a just real kind of just pure hypertrophy program. I'm not barbell squatting. I'm not barbell deadlifting. I'm not barbell benching. I don't really care how strong I am per se, although just general strength and exercises is an indication of whether or not you're losing muscle or not. So I'm still aiming to get stronger week over week. But so I'm on a push-pull legs routine now. So starting on Monday, push, pull, legs, push, pull, legs, rest. That's my 7-day split. 2 days a week. Well, I'll get into that later. So that's it. Push, pull, legs, push. I'm doing 2 chest exercises, 1 shoulder pressing exercise, side raises, rear delts, and triceps, 1 exercise for triceps. So every push day, I have 6 exercises. I'm basically doing 4 sets of 10 every exercise. Let's just say for argument's sake, that's what I'm doing. 4 sets of every exercise. On pull day, I'm doing some type of vertical pull, some type of horizontal pull, a shrugging exercise, 1 biceps exercise, and 1 ab exercise. And then on leg day, I'm doing some type of pressing exercise with my legs or squatting exercise with my legs. So I'm either doing a hack squat or a leg press, following it up with some type of barbell Romanian deadlift or a leg curl, and then calves and leg extensions. Sorry, I forgot about leg extensions. So basically 6 exercises every push day, 5 exercises every pull day, 4 exercises every leg day. That's just the way it works out. Hitting all of your body parts twice a week. That's when you break it down per body part, it's enough volume per body part to be making progress, certainly enough volume to be maintaining muscle mass. So training I like it. That's the way I'm going to be moving forward with my training. Of course, everything is subject to change, so it could change in the future, but for right now, that's what I'm doing. So I totally forgot to mention that I laid out my weekly plan for you on how I structure my workouts and what I do over the course of a week. But zooming out to the larger picture, I follow a 3 up, 1 down type of programming mesocycle. So 3 weeks of escalating intensity. So meaning the first week is a good 3 or more repetitions shy of failure per exercise or per set. And then next week is maybe 2 repetitions shy of failure. And then the last week is 1 or no repetition shy of failure. I push really hard that 3rd week. And then the 4th week is a deload. During a deload week, I cut the number of sets that I do in half, and I take whatever weights I was using for the heaviest sets that I did in my heaviest week, and I just use 70% of those weights. So it is not a complete cakewalk of a workout, but it kind of is. It's you know, pretty easy. So it's a week to allow your fatigue to dissipate and kind of give your mind a break, because first week, yes, you're going light, but it's enough of a stimulus, and then you're able to build on that in week 2, and then really crush yourself on week 3, delivering the best stimulus possible, because you know then you're backing off week 4 and you're going to recover from whatever you put yourself through, and then you start the process again, the next 4-week cycle. So that's how I have my overall training program structured, in a series of 4-week mesocycles. So forgot to mention that. That was very critical. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program. Next up, cardio. I don't do any cardio. Nothing that could be considered like a sustained elevated heart rate or high interval training type of cardio. When you are in a calorie deficit and your overall primary goal is not strength, it's not cardiovascular exercise, it's muscle retention at the least, muscle gain at the most, so you're following a hypertrophy program, then I believe one of the worst things that you could do during a calorie deficit is crushing yourself with lots of cardio. So I do go for walks. I do go for low intensity 40-minute walks 5 times a week. But I do not consider that cardio, because I could very comfortably carry on a conversation. I'm not huffing and puffing. I mean, my breathing is a little elevated, but it's a low intensity walk. So I don't count that towards cardio. I count that as just general physical activity. I count that as non-exercise related activity. So in the strictest sense, I do not do any cardio. I think that's a recipe for muscle loss if you're in a deep calorie deficit. It's just not necessary. Certainly not necessary at the outset of a diet or at the outset of a prep for competition. You want to kind of keep that in your back pocket. If you have to lower your calories so much that it no longer becomes practical to eat any less, then you have to burn more by doing some additional structured activity. And that activity is not going to be more strength training or resistance training, because you've already put a check in that box. You're already maximizing what you could do in that area, because you could only recover from so much resistance training. So then you want to keep in your back pocket the ability to go out and maybe do some zone 2 or high intensity cardio several times a week to burn those extra calories, or simply do more low intensity walking and just stay on the treadmill for longer, which takes a big time commitment. So resistance training is nailed down. I don't do any cardio per se. As far as your non-exercise related activity, I do the walking roughly 5 days a week right now at 40 minutes a clip. And I do golf twice a week, a full 18 holes. So I include that. So again, my purpose for walking is just to establish a base level of non-exercise related activity that I could then work off of. So that's what my nutrition plan is based on, my current activity level. So I have to maintain like a certain base level of activity that is predictable and measurable, and then I could work up or down from that. And that's how I have it laid out for myself. So it's not, it's not rocket science, but it works for me. I'm able to recover from all that activity and I feel good. And then as the weeks go by, I will likely not change my strength training or my resistance training at all. There's really no need for that. But I may include more walking. I will likely never include like outright high intensity interval training or something like that. I just don't think that's wise for retaining muscle mass, and it's just not necessary for burning some extra calories. You could accomplish that with low intensity activity, which is much safer for the retention of muscle. Just takes a little bit more time. So, if anything, as I go through this prep, if I find myself backed into a corner with my calories, I may increase my walking. Otherwise, that's how I have things laid out. I hope that makes sense to you guys. If you have any questions, I try not to get too specific, but I can if you want me to. So if you have any questions, let me know, drop a comment, and I will talk to you soon.